go to the DRC now, where 3 months after declaring a resurgence of the Ebola virus, the country has announced the end of the most recent outbreak. At least 6 people are reported to have died of Ebola after an outbreak was reported in North Kivu province. That outbreak marked the country's third in less than a year. According to the World Health Organization and UNICEF, a quick response by authorities and partners enabled the DRC to contain that outbreak. Meanwhile, over in West Africa, Guinea is still battling the Ebola virus. Well, for more on this, CGTN's Chris Ochamringa now joins us from Kinshasa. We also have Dr. Balla Conde, who is the IFRC's head of Ebola response in the DRC. Dr. Conde is speaking to us from Goma. Thank you both for joining us. Chris, let's begin with you in Kinshasa. Chris, today the DRC declared an end to the most recent Ebola outbreak. What more can you tell us about that?
Well, Hannah, the Minister of Health, Jean-Jacques Mbungani, made that declaration today to the excitement of Congolese people. This outbreak occurred in North Kivu province, like you mentioned, in eastern DRC. 12 people got infected and 6 of them died. Now, this outbreak, has happened in the same area where a previous outbreak occurred between 2018 and 2020, the worst outbreak in the DRC. And officials have said, the coordination and the support of the locals really helped to end this outbreak. It was ended in just less than 3 months since the first case was reported. The previous outbreak that happened in Beni and Butembo, had a lot of, the locals had a lot of hostility towards healthcare workers. There were very many attacks against civilians, but those cases didn't happen this time round. So the World Health Organization and other international partners who have been by the side of the DRC have congratulated the health officials for doing all they could to end this outbreak, but they've urged them to remain vigilant and maintain strong surveillance systems to ensure that there's no resurgence of this outbreak. The last patient was discharged last month on the 22nd, and then they started the countdown to the end of the outbreak. Normally what happens is they have to wait for 42 days to elapse before they declare the outbreak over. So that's they reached the final date, and finally they have announced that this outbreak is over. Hannah?
Thanks for that, Chris. I'll be coming back to you in a moment. Dr. Conde, let's come to you in Goma. What role has your institution played in bringing the Ebola outbreak in the DRC to an end?
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for this interview. I can say International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent is supporting DRC Red Cross since 2018, and we have been here for the 3 last Ebola outbreak in DRC, started in Equateur and in North Kivu, which was the most complicated. The 10th outbreak was the most complicated outbreak in DRC. And unfortunately, the new resurgence, the 12th outbreak occurred also in the same place in North Kivu. And the DRC Red Cross, with the support of the Federation, is mainly doing the burial, safe and dignified burial. And we are also engaging the community by mobilizing the community and spreading the key messages, and also to receiving feedbacks from the community. So our strategy is to put the community at the center of the response. Apart of that, we are also supporting the infection control, prevention control in some health facilities. And also, as you know, in many African countries, most of the people are going to the traditional healers. So these people also are part of our targets. And we are doing also community psychosocial support for the family affected by Ebola, also for our volunteers. The Red Cross volunteers are at the front line of this response.
Doctor, I'm going to come back to you. Chris, let's come to you in Kinshasa. What has been the reaction of the government and the Congolese people to this news?
Well, the government is very happy that, they have ended this outbreak because this government has been dealing with so many outbreaks. There's measles, yellow fever, malaria, plague. And so they have one problem less to deal with. The minister was very happy to declare this outbreak over. As for the people in the east, especially North Kivu province and Butembo in particular, this news came as music to their ears. Congolese people are renowned for their love for Lingala music. And so this is something that, is very important to them because the people there have been living in fear, of contracting COVID-19, Ebola, and also being killed by rebels who have been carrying out attacks on almost a weekly basis. And so the announcement that the Ebola outbreak has come to an end is a big relief to very many people across the country. They're saying that the government should maintain, strong systems, strong health systems, so that they do not have a recurrence of this outbreak, which is the 12th to occur in this country and has claimed so many people. So people are very happy that this has happened. Anna?
I can imagine that jubilation, Chris. Thank you so much for painting that beautiful picture for us. Dr. Conde, let's come to you in Goma. What needs to be done now in the DRC to ensure that Ebola is eradicated completely?
Yeah, this is difficult to say we can eradicate, but yeah, this is our common goal. And what we have to do now, we know this kind.
Well, we seem to have lost Dr. Conde there, but that was Dr. Conde, and he was speaking to us from Goma, just speaking to us about that announcement from the DRC that Ebola has been eradicated in the country, and he was joined by CGTN's Chris Ochamringa, who was speaking to us from Kinshasa. Well,